Yesterday I asked you what were your top 5 attackers and top 5 defenders for this season of Battlegrounds, and you didn't disappoint with the information. There was actually some really interesting data, especially some champions stood out amongst others. So make sure to get involved with the community tab. We put out loads of different things. We do quizzes, we do funny things, we put out as well information, data, try to get data as to certain things in the game, get sentiment, opinion from you lovely members of the community, just to kind of make some interesting content, videos, but also, letting you have your say on matters when it all comes to Marvel Contest of Champions. But that being said, there's a lot of champions that stood out, and in particular, some in attack and defense are just some regular champions that you use, and also gives people ideas of what to put in their decks. And number 1 in the attacking list has got to be Shang-Chi, a champion which I've kept at rank 2, and I will be, for this particular meta, putting up to rank 3. Why? This champion is quick to deliver some intense amount of damage, but also has access to a slow debuff. This is incredibly helpful with the current meta being that enemies get unstoppable. So how do you counteract unstoppable? Use Shang-Chi. It also is interesting because over the weekend, someone from my alliance reminded me, hey, you did a video about unstoppable counters. Yeah, that might be worth an update, as well as another video, like a lot of these kind of top 5 videos. So what I'm going to do is kind of update utility champions, all those top 5s and top 10s and whatever I used to do in the past. Because look, 24 new champions have entered into the game, so we got to do those particular things. Of course, we got to do that. But yeah, Shang-Chi is a very strong champion to take in. And let's face it, there's always going to be the usual with it. And it's my old faithful, it's my good lad, it is Archangel. Archangel was one of the ones that appeared a lot in the attackers based options that players were using. It's just an easy champion. You can access a great amount of damage in a very short space of time by using less energy, and at the same time trying to minimize the extent of, hits required in order to do damage. It's a very kind of easy champion to use, but also at the same time, if you're parry heavying, yes, inputs do vary as to they're going to actually work, but you can have a good time using that Mr. Archangel to kind of knock down enemies. And I got mine up to rank 3. I don't know if I'd waste him up to doing rank 4, because similar to him and Human Torch, they do equal amount of potency, and you don't feel like, you kind of feel like a rank 4 to another champion may be a better option. But I could be wrong in that one, and that may be something down the line that I may change. We will have to see. Another champion that I've been neglecting, and I should be bringing this up to rank 3, especially with the extent of, champions I'm gonna go up against in shape and form of rank 5, 6 stars more commonly. I should be bringing this up to rank 3 at least. From an attacking perspective, she packs a punch. Neutralize can be very effective, especially in this particular meta, but it's the extent of damage potential that Tigra has. It's like quick access, and it's kind of like burst, and it's boom, and you can have a lot of fun with this particular champion. So that is number 3 in our list of champions that have been equal second in generality. But I saw Tiger appearing. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was more than 4. Could have been 5 kind of times that it was mentioned in the comments. On to another attacking champion that I've used from time to time, and that's Valkyrie. Valkyrie is incredibly effective and fun, especially for this particular meta. And it was really popular for players to kind of say that I got to be honest, I have got to be using Valkyrie more. I occasionally use her for certain situations, but I'm finding with a lot of time in Battlegrounds, she is used as an attacker. A lot of time, regardless of meta, to be exact. I am seeing a lot of people just kind of go look, just be aggressive, and even someone that goes as far as saying look, not bypassing, but kind of even being as aggressive through things the likes of Unstoppable, for example. So yeah, it may be from twisting my arm with kind of going look, yeah, I'll use her. The same thing with twisting my arm, I think, comes with Kitty Pryde. It is surprising how many times, and just really think about it, I didn't see Hercules mentioned that much. That's a bit of good news right there, to kind of know that people are kind of going away from that particular habit of going, hey, I've got to resort to Hercules for stuff. But seeing Kitty Pryde as a normal champion, or normally reoccurring champion option for players, it is something that I'm sure a lot of people will go, yeah, I use Kitty Pryde a lot. Yeah, she does a lot of kind of damage. Yes, it's very quick to action, and yes, it does. And it's kind of like it's impressive enough. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like it's going to be a lot of the time each to their own. But when it comes to metas, sometimes people are using certain things. Even people were mentioning using Spot in an attacking format. And I thought a lot of people would kind of use Spot in a more defensive format. That's why I've been working on mine to be ranked up in order to kind of prepare for getting involved with this particular Battlegrounds. Now, what about defense? Well, first of all, starting off with defense, it's got to be Hulkling. A lot of people mentioned using Hulkling and a very effective base champion. I remember a lot of previous metas where Kabam kind of rolled in an unstoppable base kind of like element to the victory track meta that, yeah, he was incredibly frustrating on a defensive format. So that's really the thing, isn't it? Like how this guy's going to be annoying. Have you faced off against Hulkling quite a bit, and has it been frustrating for you? So yeah, that's definitely one of the top rated kind of ones that I've seen mentioned as a defensive option and a defensive pain in the butt. The other one that was being mentioned is Spot, one of my recent rank ups, which I do need to finish leveling up, but I've been waiting for level up to come round to kind of finish some work on this champion. I am interested in playing an attacking format. I'm not saying against that, but at this moment in time, I'm kind of focused on I'm thinking about creating my defensive deck and then kind of use my attacking side of things from the defensive base champions I have priority for, because people have defensive ideas for priority and none of attacking preferences for that. But it was interesting to see Spot as being like the number 2 in the list of champions being used, and he's a pest. Unless you've got a certain champion that's going to be able to deal with the miss element to this champion, he's going to be frustrating. Coupled with the fact you got unstoppable on, I can definitely see why there's frustration around that. Switching our attention over to skill-based champions, and one champion that I have recently picked up as a 5-star, which I won't be fielding into, not in 6-star, but I do have a 5-star, is Atuma. Now, people have kind of like said that, and look, I'm not going to field a 5-star because at the end of the day, a 5-star against a rank 2 7-star. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Always going to be easily defeated. How great is that? Sarcasm aside, Atuma is a very effective champion and could be incredibly annoying, especially with a rotation that allows you to go, we're going to wait till Unstoppable to go off so I can be aggressive and go in. And he's just going to be there just a little bit annoying. Of course he is. That's Atuma in a nutshell. I'd love to see Atuma in a nutshell. Like, get me out of this big nut. Austin Powers references, if you get that. In any case, we've got to finish other options of defense, and not that I'm going into great detail on this, but I wanted to make this video as kind of like as kind of good, effective, and as timely as possible. And onto a champion that is the number 4 in the list of most popular defensive options, and that's Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo is a frustration. There are champions that deal with him. My favorite counter for him is Magneto. It's not the most effective, but I have used it in the past and seemed to work fine. But each to their own with this. As a champion, I think is a hashtag metal. Without checking, I'll just kind of like, I'll blag that. I'll check. Yes, he is. So that's what I've used in the past. But a lot of people are using this to great effectiveness. Whether or not it works or doesn't, it's that Unstoppable that kind of mixes into some of these defenders that becomes incredibly frustrating. Which kind of links us to the final champion of the list. A champion which I think I recently picked this up, but I need to do more work on him as well as a few others that I think could be quite good and annoying and pestly in future Battleground seasons, and that's Korg. Korg already has like this kind of annoying based interaction and ability when it comes to Rock Shield, but and is getting kind of like kills left, right, and center. I just get quite bored facing off against Korg each time. Just find it a bit boring. But each to their own with that. But that is definitely the 5th choice. Annoying defender. A lot of people fielding that particular champion and ranking up some very annoying stonking decks. So yeah, look out for all that. That's been it. That's been the top 5 attackers and top 5 defenders, if I can get my 5s in shot, that players are using in Battlegrounds Season 9. Are you using any of these? Are you using different ones? Put it in the comment section down below. I thank you very much for watching this video. Check out some other content which will be located on screen right about now. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love and good day, good night, and God bless.